So HRSA is a government agency. It stands for Health Resources and Services Administration, and it is the organization that has provided our grant.
There are huge accessibility issues here in the Shenandoah Valley. We simply don't have a sufficient number of clinicians to meet the need. We are, as you may know, a medically underserved area.
I would say the counseling services in the Shenandoah Valley can be difficult to access. My experience has been that when clients call in, they usually are on a few waiting lists at a time.
As you talk about closing the gap in accessible services, well, as a graduate program, we can say to students, you're not going to have to take out huge student loans to do this program. We have funding through the HRSA grant, and you can come to this program, get a really, really solid foundation in clinical mental health counseling, and then leave and start not in debt.
It is aimed at increasing access for students to come to graduate school and be trained as behavioral health professionals so that they might go out into the community and provide services to medically underserved communities.
The other piece was the HRSA dollars that we got, that stipend that we got. So I'm like single mom of 2 kids and like going to school full-time and like working full-time. And it was just a really lovely moment where I got to like take a break. And it felt good, right? Like just to have this additional like financial backing. So that was the big part of it. I would venture a guess that many students that receive that stipend have that same experience. This is like 1 year or 2 years of me having a little bit less stress. That's incredibly important.
I took out loans to fund my graduate education, and with the HRSA grant, I'm able to like put that money toward my loans and have the majority of them paid off by the time that I graduate. That itself is amazing.
At that point, I was raising a family and working full-time and pursuing a graduate degree. And along with those responsibilities came a lot of pressure, financially and personally. And when discussions began about the HRSA grant, it felt like a little bit of a light at the end of the tunnel and a game changer. And when it came to fruition, what it did was it allowed me the opportunity to really focus my attention on the clinical work, the practicum, the internship, and less on making ends meet, and allowed me to fully be present in the program the way that I really wanted to be.
And so this $25,000 just really allows me to have more time, and I just can breathe for a bit, and I don't have that worry about finances, and I know that I can take more time to work on my homework, work on research for my clients, or rest if that's what I need.
And with the HRSA grant, I'm able to have access to continuing education programs that I, wouldn't be able to afford without the reimbursement.
This is our 3rd BHWET program. So we received 2 previously that were around $1 million. This grant, which is running from fiscal year 2025 through 2029, we received $2.38 million. And our internship students will receive a $25,000 stipend in their internship year.
And I think part of this grant in particular is that we're serving far and wide.
The resources available to fund programs that take counseling and mental health services into homes is limited. And the HRSA grant acted in a way to fill that gap, allowing me to have the resources personally that I needed to continue to be able to function within that area of need.
So I think the spirit of the grant is really about providing counseling benefits to folks who normally don't have access. While students are in school, students are providing services themselves to those folks, and students are committed to returning to those communities after graduation to continue to serve in those spaces.
One of the key pieces is that it takes qualified and developing clinicians and puts them in the very places that they need to be. And so the impact of that is that the individuals being served are meeting with a clinician who is compassionate and prepared. And so it removes some of the barrier and puts someone who is interested in helping other people in the midst of the very people that so desperately need those services.
We are also connecting now and connected with individuals over in Franklin, West Virginia. And so myself and Dr. Klein are in the process of being licensed in West Virginia so that we can provide clinical supervision in that space as well.
Right now my internship is at a nonprofit. Right now I plan to stay there for my residency. You know, it won't be the highest paying out there, but it's also serving the communities that I want to serve, and you know, is about making mental health services more accessible to the community. So it really has like the heart and soul of what I want to be doing with this degree.
It is life-changing for our students. Grad students can apply for Virginia Tuition Assistance, VTAG, and our $25,000 grant stipend. And together, that will make them be able to come to grad school almost for free.
This HRSA grant is opening doors, it's knocking down barriers, it's creating opportunities that otherwise would not have been there. And that's only going to help our local communities and our state community as Virginia.
For me, that kind of investment was incredible, and it sparked this sort of belief in myself as a result of that. In fact, if they are willing to invest and believe that I can do this, then I know that I can do this.